Welcome back. Today, we'll talk about the need for releasing anger and resentment in an effort to improve our enlightened state, thus placing us in a positive state of living to perfect our manifestation skills. And we'll provide suggestions on how to do this. First, if you're not already subscribed, hit that button so you don't miss out on our tutorials and meditative videos specifically designed to help you master your manifestation skills. So let's get right into this. We've all had those times when we lost our temper and went totally berserk on someone. Many things could trigger this sort of reaction, and the natural response is to flare up and let the offending party have a piece of our mind. Of course, we often don't feel good about the situation afterwards. Frankly, it is embarrassing to even think about some of the unprintable things that might have been said in a fit of anger. The reality, however, is that anger is a natural part of our life. As hard as we may try, we cannot absolve ourselves of situations or people that would get on our nerves. It just happens. And oftentimes, what accompanies anger, even after the heated situation might have died down, is resentment. There may be a point where we simply cannot stand the offending party, and the sight of them makes you defensive and uncomfortable. The real issue here is how to deal with anger whenever it starts to brew inside us. The first thing we must accept is that anger is a natural response to a perceived threat. According to the Mayo Clinic, anger is a survival instinct activated by the body's fight or flight reaction mechanism. It's the way our body and mind respond when we feel attacked. And because this is a basic instinct, anger can be very tricky to keep under control. Still, it can be done. But first, why should you try to control anger and resentment anyway? To answer this, we must keep in mind the simple law of attraction. The law of attraction is based on the belief that positive or negative thoughts will attract positive or negative experiences, respectively. It's just the way the universe works. And so, if we hold on to anger and resentment, both are very negative emotions, they will negatively affect how you manifest in life. So yes, it is important that you rid yourself of these negative emotions and the negative energy that they attract. We want to be in a positive space where we can experience life to the fullest, where we grow as a person and become the best version of ourselves by fulfilling our potential. None of that will happen in a negative space. That said, this is probably not new to you. You've heard it before. We all know anger and resentment are negative emotions that attract bad energy and bad experiences. They blur your perspective on life and could lead you into deeper, darker, more oppressive, and unhealthy states of mind. The real issue here is how to deal with anger and resentment. As we said, feeling angry is a natural response. Provided you are human with emotions, dreams, aspirations, and goals, we will always be presented with many reasons to be angry. It could be a colleague at work spreading false information, or your partner unknowingly saying something hurtful, or a random guy on the street who hurls painful insults at you. Even road rage can be contagious. All of these scenarios are justifiable reasons to get angry. But knowing that staying in the state of anger and resentment or allowing it to fester over time is not good. The challenge is how to get out of that negative space and into a positive one. People have different ways of dealing with anger. For some, they give it out as soon as they are offended. Oftentimes, this does not turn out well. Because in such situations, when you are aggressive and emotional, you will be controlled by your instincts. In the end, what happens is you end up hurting the other person, and the cycle continues. Many great relationships have been broken simply because one or both parties reacted aggressively when they were hurt. Then there is a flip side to this reaction. This is where, rather than be expressive about your anger, the offending party chooses to suppress this emotion of anger. Truth be told, society, religion, and philosophy have contributed to the prevalence of this reaction. We're told to be the bigger person when we are offended and hurt. And so we internalize our anger. We hold it back, try to ignore it, and pretend it never happened. Not only did it happen, but your mind will not let go of the hurt that easily. It festers in your mind. You try to ignore it, but it still keeps coming back. It could show up as a transfer of aggression, too. You start to snap at people who had no part to play in the reason you are truly upset. And that leads to another cycle of hurt, pain, and possibly more broken relationships. As noble as it might sound to be the bigger person or to take the moral high ground, internalizing anger and resentment could be injurious to your mental and physical well-being. Some people have found themselves on the path to depression, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts because they choose not to deal with the anger within them. They internalized it, and it morphed into a deep-seated resentment of so many things around them. As it continues to grow in cycles, the resentment grows deep enough to turn into hate and then hopelessness. That is the point where it appears that everything is broken and nothing can be fixed. So how then do we deal with anger? How can we, in a healthy, productive manner, translocate from this place of negative built-up anger to a place of peace, positivity, and light? First, we must recognize we may have an issue. Only then can we address the anger. It is important that you do not redirect the anger at yourself and become frustrated. We know that staying in that place of anger and resentment is not good for us if we want to manifest the happy, fulfilling life of our dreams. So, in addressing anger, our objective is to come out of that negative space by going through a healing phase. In effect, you want to release anger in a constructive way that will bring healing to you. We have a few methods to share with you. Any of these can be used as often as needed until the anger is under control. Method number 1, write a letter. You don't have to give the letter to the offending party. In fact, we recommend you don't. In the letter, allow your anger to breathe. Express how you feel and why you feel that way. Be as honest as possible and let it all out. Make sure you have everything you are feeling written. Then, after a few days, burn it, as if you are offering up your anger to a higher power. Method number 2, scream and cry. Get into a room, lock the door, imagine that person or situation who offended you is there with you, and give their imagined presence a piece of your mind and let it all out. Don't hold back. It's more important that you let it out than it is for them to hear it. Releasing your anger and resentment within is really all about you. You are the one who needs healing. You are the one who needs to be in a positive space. It's your mind that needs to be free. So it's all about you. If you have to cry, do so. Contrary to how society might make you feel, crying is not a sign of weakness. It's a catharsis. It's a sign of strength. So allow yourself to scream. Allow yourself to cry. Here, in the privacy of your room, there is no one to provoke you any further. Method number 3, get physical. You've seen movies featuring anger management classes. People are given a foam bat, then asked to smash something every time they feel angry. Or it's totally safe to punch a pillow as many times as it will make you feel good. Alternatively, taking a walk or exercise is a very common way to release negativity and actually increases endorphins, which is nature's way of making you feel better. Or join a fitness club to get into a pattern of positive release. Method number 4, meditate. We have many short and long-form guided and unguided meditations meant to develop a sense of calmness and peacefulness. It's long been known how effective meditation can be to achieve altered states of being that puts you in a positive alignment with the laws of attraction. Method number 5, communicate. Speak to the offending party. Tell them what they said was hurtful, and kindly ask they should not speak to you in that way again. If you can't resolve your anger by yourself, it might be time to consult a professional. A counselor, medical professional, minister, social worker are all trained in personal relationships. If they know you personally, they might have additional insight to your situation and could provide you with specific suggestions. You should note that for you to totally heal from anger and resentment, it might take multiple instances where you have to release this anger. Don't expect all the negative emotions to magically disappear after one episode of yelling in your room. Although it can happen, it may also not happen that quickly. The good thing is, as you start to take steps to heal and as you release your anger in a safe way, you'll begin to diffuse the negative energy around you, and you will start to attract more positive experiences into your life. Remember that anger is a natural feeling, so don't ignore it and don't feel bad about it. If anything, it brings you to a place of truth and honesty with yourself when you accept that you are angry. Coming to this place by yourself is the first step to healing and recovery. So this sums up our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. Let us know with a comment below if you tried any of these methods and what was the outcome. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment so you can receive our latest information, inspiration, tutorials, and meditation videos. You never know which one will ignite your natural manifestation powers within. We wish you much joy and success on your manifestation journey. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.